Attention to the environment. Once upon a time, in a small village, people lived in harmony with nature, making it a part of their daily lives. They respected the earth, taking only what they needed and giving back to it whenever possible. The villagers believed that a simple and natural life was the key to peace and happiness. They never cut down trees unless absolutely necessary, and they tended to their gardens with care, ensuring that their relationship with nature remained strong. One day, a group of city dwellers arrived in the village, bringing with them ideas of modernity and progress. "We can help you make your lives easier and more modern," they said. They proposed to clean up the streets, sort waste, and introduce new systems for recycling and disposal. In exchange, they planned to build new buildings, improve the village's infrastructure, and install special waste containers in every home. The villagers were initially taken aback. They had lived this way for generations, respecting the environment, and the idea of introducing such systems was unfamiliar. However, seeing it as an opportunity to improve their lives, they quickly agreed. Soon, every house had separate bins for waste, and special vehicles came to collect it. Even in the gardens, systems were put in place to manage waste more efficiently. But after a few weeks, the villagers began to feel the weight of these changes. Life, once simple and peaceful, had become more complicated. The new systems, while efficient, disrupted the harmony that the village had once known. There were more rules, more tasks, and less space for the natural beauty that had once surrounded them. The first person to notice this was a young boy named Oliver. One day, while playing in the village garden with his best friend Emily, he noticed a flock of birds flying away. The sight of the birds soaring into the sky reminded him of the beauty and simplicity that nature had once provided. Oliver paused and reflected on what he had learned at school about the importance of the environment. In his class, he had learned that ecosystems rely on balance, and that each living being, no matter how small, plays an essential role in maintaining that balance. He realized that the village's natural beauty was being replaced by a mechanical and sterile approach to life. He decided to talk to Emily about it. "Do you think we've lost something?" Oliver asked her as they watched the birds disappear into the distance. "It feels like we're replacing the things that made this place special with systems and rules that make our lives harder." Emily thought for a moment, then nodded. "You're right, Oliver. We've been so focused on these new technologies that we've forgotten about the simple beauty of our surroundings. We've been so caught up in organizing and sorting everything that we've stopped truly appreciating nature." Oliver's words soon spread throughout the village, and other children began to think about their surroundings in a new way. They realized that while the new systems were meant to improve their lives, they had, in fact, distanced them from the natural world. They were no longer just living in the environment, they had started controlling it, and in doing so, they had lost the respect they once had for it. One evening, Oliver gathered his friends and family to share his thoughts. "I think we need to go back to how we lived before," he said. "Not completely, but we need to find a way to balance the new systems with our respect for nature. We don't have to forget about the environment, but we must stop treating it as something to be controlled and start seeing it as something to live with." His message struck a chord with the villagers. They began to understand that the key to a good life wasn't simply the absence of waste or the installation of modern technologies, it was finding a balance between progress and preservation. They decided to work together to bring back the sense of community and harmony with nature that had been lost. Soon, the villagers began to integrate their new systems with a deeper understanding of the environment. They started planting trees again, creating green spaces, and introducing eco-friendly practices that respected the earth. They didn't abandon the new technologies, but they used them in a way that didn't harm the natural world. The city dwellers, who had come to help, also began to understand the importance of this balance. They saw that it wasn't about replacing old ways with new ones, but about finding a way to live alongside nature. They worked with the villagers to refine the systems, ensuring they didn't harm the ecosystem but rather supported it. In the end, the village became a model of how to live in harmony with nature, combining modern technology with respect for the environment. Oliver and his friends had taught everyone an important lesson, that true progress is not measured by how much we can control the world around.